Yo, what's up, everyone? So, you are watching the J Technology Podcast. So, today we are going to look into the latest touch laser products from BLITZ. BLITZ is a well known company known for its struts and known for a lot of its car accessories for in Japan. And they pretty much are now, within the last 2 years, have uh, put their name across that they are now competing in the industry of radar detectors, or I guess you could say touch laser. uh, One thing I'd have to explain that in Japan versus, let's say, United States, they look at radar detectors are like safety detectors that tells people, oh, you're going too fast, slow down. Whereas people in the U.S. who probably own a radar detector, laser and a laser detector, are probably doing it for certain reasons, pretty much to warn them if police or something are watching. But in Japan, it's kind of hard too because whereas in the U.S. you have maybe highway patrol, hiding somewhere, in Japan, they just put a lot of devices to pretty much spot people without having the police there. They just put these boxes. We're using today's technology without having the need of police or highway patrol, capturing people. They have these cameras and these special sensors located throughout the freeways in Japan. So what we have here is that I've talked and I've done reviews before on these touch lasers. Uh, Now, again, these are made for Japan. I have tested it outside of Japan before. But the thing is that what are the differences between Blitz and the other companies? Well, Blitz, one of its driving points is less false reactions, whereas other companies may have more or may have less. Blitz is very concerned of having less. So some people may have the complaints, and Japan's like, well, I have one. It doesn't seem like it's working because I hear it, but there's nothing. There's nothing. I mean, basically, when they're driving, they could barely hear anything. Whereas other ones, they have warnings or they have audio where you have the female, I guess, voice telling you, if there's something speeding along the way. But I think that Blitz does a good job in eliminating unnecessary things. Let's say that if you're passing by a building and they have a like a Coca-Cola vending machine or something, or Pepsi vending machine, some of those actually will activate a detector. And what Blitz does is try to stop that. So what we have here are the 2025 releases. You have the Touch Laser TL315R, the TL405R, and the TL245R. Um, we're going to look at the 405. So this is compatible with JMA 520 and JMA 401 enforcement cameras and new MSSS frequencies. So these are legal in Japan. People can use them. A lot of people use them to, just to make sure that, again, safety, that they're not driving too fast, and they're coming close to a JMA 520, JMA 401 enforcement camera. These displays are HD, and let's see here. I know there's a few videos that they have, so we're going to go ahead and check out some of them right now. This is the 405. We're going to go on YouTube. Okay, this is a Touch Laser TL405R from the BLITZ YouTube page. Okay, they're approaching a camera right now. It's already capturing it. Warning. Caught it. JMA 520. On the freeway. There we go. Patrol car right there. Slow down, buddy. JMA 401. hiding. Another camera. Yep, they put their cameras on tripods. But that is...
はい、皆さんどうも。
Okay. But that is... oh, here's another person. Well, he's using a Yupiteru. That's a competitor. But let's go ahead and check out... Okay, so this next video is a video of the TL405R and the TL315R.
至高の探知性能、信頼はさらに高みへ。ブリッツタッチレーザーシリーズ、待望の新機能を搭載。近年導入が進む JMA 取締機や MSSS 新周波数にも完全対応。ブリッツの最新技術を結集した次世代レーザー&レーダー探知機 TL315R、 そして TL405R。 新時代の取締機を完全網羅。最新鋭の移動式速度取締機 JMA520 からパトカーに搭載されている JMA401 まで、これまで検知。
So there it is right there. The 5 JMA 520s that can capture. This is becoming very well used. A lot of people are I've seen people talking about it, how they've they're glad they have these devices because they keep on picking up the JMA 520s. JMA 401, that's really interesting how they have it on top right there. For those of you who are wondering, well, will detect, if you get this and you import it in another country, will detect? The answer is no. I've tested it before with BLITZ products, and the thing is that what you will get, the best thing about the BLITZ is that it will tell you if you are slowing down, your speed is going faster, but that is probably the limit of what you're going to get. Also, you might get, maybe it'll pick up a bank or some building for some certain reason. Maybe it has there's a certain alarm on it, or a certain maybe vending machine, but for the most part, BLITZ products are made to not capture a lot of non-radar, I guess, non-laser devices that are used on the streets, eliminating all the fluff, I guess you could say. But for the most part, yeah, let's just continue this video.
が困難だった特殊な周波数でも高精度な探知性能を実現。安全な運転をより確実にサポートします。
So that's a difference. If you look at the screen, got it right there. Jamie.
より賢く、より正確に。ブリッツが独自開発した JMA MSSS スキャン機能により取締機と誤警報を識別。周囲のレーダー波を瞬時に識別し、取締機は確実に警報。自動販売機やマツダ車、スバル社のセンサーなど不要な誤警報の発信源は
I think for some people they may think, oh my gosh, is this thing working? It hardly goes off. And I think it's because it's these BLITZ devices are improved, that it again only really registers if these JMA 520s or JMA 401s are locked into you. Again, eliminating the fluff. But if you want the fluff, there is another company that does allow for that. So So this is really interesting to see the differences between these touch lasers and the screens that it produces. That's a wonderful thing about any these radar laser detectors. If you don't want to use it as that, you can also use it as a speed. For me, I like using it. Just when to see the kilometers per hour versus miles per hour. You can also see the satellites that are above, and uh, and you can get the calendar, the dates, everything pretty much. But, and there's a huge but. It goes by Japan time and Japan date. Remember, you're contacting Japanese satellites. So if you are living somewhere outside of Japan, you're going to get their time zone, that time difference. So you just have to make sure that you know what you're getting into if you are purchasing outside. These are for Japan only, and they emphasize that. All companies emphasize that this is for Japan only. But there is no stopping anyone from purchasing it from, like, let's say Amazon Japan or a company like that, or if you're in Japan, even buying it for yourself. There is no one stopping you because these things are perfectly legal for Japan use. And the thing is that if you use it elsewhere, it's probably not going to work. Technologies are different, and also, again, you're dealing with Japanese satellites, Japanese time, date, and they have these auto dim, like during certain hours. Certain companies will employ that where they put the dim, and when you're driving, it just like you can't hardly see anything. Especially if it's your daytime and it's their sleep time or morning time, yeah, it's going to be super dim. Again, there are some companies or some devices that allow you to turn that off, but I do recall that Blitz is something where you can definitely, I believe, you could turn it off. Other companies or another company, not so much. So here we go.
自動でカット。
Oh, by the way, that's another thing. When you get these, they do, like, there are places where you can download maps and stuff like that, but that's, again, Japan only. But the thing is that I think if for the most part, for those who love Japanese technology, it's just something that some people might find just to have, despite those other things that you may need. Some people just do it, just for collector's sake, or yeah, just having something with Japanese technology in the U.S. I know people get nostalgic and like the fact that these things talk in Japanese, warn you in Japanese, and so forth.
業界トップクラスの探知精度で JMA や MSSS の受信感度を高めた設定でも誤報ストレスからあなたを解放します。さらに MSSS 新周波数に対応。 K バンドの受信感度も従来から 35% アップ。 JMA 対応。 K バンドの受信感度向上。新周波数対応。スキャン機能。4つの革新技術が相乗効果を生み出し、かつてない探知性能を実現した新世代タッチレーザー。そしてもちろんブリッツが築き上げた信頼の機能も健在。フルオート機能は速度や加減速 G から走行状況を分析し、不要な警報を自動でカット。
So they were showing about K-band, and K-band is the one that does a lot of false alerts. It does this device does have K-band, but again, it filters out a lot of the unnecessary things.
同乗者も快適に過ごせるスマートな警報システムです。
Many sheriff departments and state police in different states I know use K-band in the United States. In Japan, it's still used, but yeah, it's technology is changing at such a higher rate. Here we go. Yeah, I think Highway Patrol
ブリッ
uses
ツ独自の
KA band,
JMA 受
so you're
信
not
設
going to
定
get that.
MSSS 受信設定機能。あなたの運転スタイルに合わせて JMA や MSSS の受
Yeah,
信
you
感
can,
度
you
を
can
2段階
control
で
the
切り替え、
sensitivity.
警報を優先するハイ、誤警報の低減を重視するローと、状況に応じて設定を切り替えられます。定評ある使いやすさも継承。スマートフォンのような直感的な操作。4インチフルタッチパネル搭載 TL405R。 使いやすいサイズと LED で警報が分かりやすい 3.1 インチのタッチパネルを備えた TL315R。
Yeah, there are
3D マップと地図で警報ポイントを瞬時に把握。一般道では1キロ手前、高速では最大2キロ手前から音
So you will see there are cheaper brands of, every year they release different brands, but the difference also is touchscreen. The cheaper ones are pretty much controlled by buttons on the side, or sometimes there's only touchscreen only on the side panels. Those make the devices a lot cheaper, whereas these type of devices are a little bit more expensive. As you can see right here, this one's taking in like an engine temperature and everything. So if you have it connected by OBD2, this will detect a lot more. A lot of devices use that, but the thing is that you kind of don't want to mess with your OBD, especially when you connect it via OBD. You definitely do not want to leave it on because you could kill your battery. Just be careful for that. If anything, I think for me, I do have OBD devices, but what I do is that I put an adapter. Because the thing is, replugging things to the OBD2, you could damage something. So, it's best to have an adapter where you could just plug in to the adapter so you don't cause any problems with the connection. So that's something to consider right there. Another thing to consider is that just know that in Japan, the OBD, each company sells its own OBD software hardware, but for the most part, you can just use the cigarette adapter. And you can get cigarette adapters which have like up to 4 these days. So for me, I have my not my webcams, my dash cam, my rear cams. I have like one, two, three cameras running in my vehicle. And then I have about 2 detectors that I have. Not all connected at the same time. And then I have like LED lights and everything. So I need the four cigarette adapter connections. That really helps. But this one, as you can see, the OBD2, because right now it's saying it's checking the engine and the temperature.
声と LED の光によるダブル警報。82機の衛星を受信可能。ジャイロセンサーを搭載することで GPS 圏外のトンネルや高架下などどんな環境でも安定した警報をお届けします。
So yes, this one has a map. If you are outside of Japan, it'll just be black with arrow pointing.
GPS データの更新はもちろん無料。年会費や更新料も一切不要です。Wi-Fi 接続による自動更新を使えば
Okay, so for those who want to get the latest, like let's say wireless, you can buy this card. Yeah, I mean, if you want to run it through your phone, you can do it that way. But that's if you do want to have that connection to your phone. Again, that's subjective. You really don't need it. But for those who do want to see it on their phone, you can.
常に最新データを反映した警報精度でドライブをサポートしてくれます。オプションの OBD2 アダプター接続で温度やエンジンなど愛車の状態を常時モニター。自社位置の把握も。
So this is popular in Asia, especially Japan, Malaysia, different countries that like to have cars that have the OBD sensor. It's all cool. It's all cool. It's definitely worth checking out. But again, it's all about getting used to the Japanese system of what do you call it now? I'm trying to. Okay, it's called the International System of Units (SI). also known as the metric system. So Japan uses this um, after the Meiji Restoration in 1868. They adopted the metric system and defined its traditional units in metric terms. So yeah, let's continue.
もより正確に。
Now,
安
it
心の
detects
3年保
cameras
証、
all
速度警戒ポイント警報やゾーン30対応など、他にも安全運転をサポートする機能も充実。
That's pretty cool.
JMA 取締機対応、スキャン機能搭載、K バンド受信感度アップ、さらに MSSS 新周波数にも対応。ブリッツが自信を持ってお届けする最新の取締機を完全網羅した新世代タッチレーザー TL405R、 TL315R、 あなたの安心ドライブをさらなる高みへ。
So I have something like the 315R where everything's on the sides. But yeah, the four, let's see how much is it going for these days. I'm actually quite curious myself. TL405R costs about 37,700 yen, so you're going to be paying about 350 bucks. The TL315R is 33,000 yen, so it's about 300 bucks. So about $50 difference. So there's not too much of a big difference between the two. Last year's model you could probably get cheap, like the 314 and then the 404R. But yeah, it often technology changes as a rapid rate, especially for the radar, the laser light radar devices. It's just amazing how quickly it changes, but it just shows you how technology changes in Japan. What was good maybe 3 or 5 years ago may not be the best to use now. But I think if anything, if you are just using it for K band and MSS, you should be fine because your detector from 5 years ago should just work fine for those capturing those. What you're getting with these new devices is basically more better coverage. Back then, I remember it was more like, okay, you'll only get 15 or 20% coverage with the sensor, and now it's you're getting like what 35% or so. So 31 or 35%. So it's definitely a big difference. Well, no, I can't say it's big, but I guess when you look at it, 15 to 35, I think that's pretty big. That's pretty significant. Not a whole lot, but it's still better than getting that 15% extra coverage. But yeah, these BLITZ touch laser devices are really great at reducing false alarms. And yeah, if you're in Japan, definitely check it out. Um, Now, there are, of course, different companies. The difference being that Yupiteru is, of course, one of the most well-known companies uh, for laser and radar detection. But the difference between the two, Blitz and Yupiteru, is Yupiteru charges for its maps. Yupiterus are can be quite expensive, and I think pretty much a lot of people are flocking toward to Blitz for the fact that it has the advantage of cutting out false alarms. Now, of course, there's Cellstar's Asura, and the Asura is much more cheaper. Uh, Comes with the maps, gives you a lot more for the money, but you get the false alarms. But the thing is, some people like that. They like to be alert every time that radar goes off. They like to hear all notifications to know that they're driving safely. So again, to each their own. I own three of the all three products from three companies. Um, I tend to use the Cellstar the most because I like to be alert and hearing things. But I guess if you are in the freeway and you're getting too many alerts, then you want to go and you don't like it. You just go for the Blitz one. If you want something with mapping and support, can't you can't go wrong with Yupiteru. But I think all three technologies are worth checking out. Blitz being the one with less uh, false alarms. That's where that depends on you. What is more important for you. So, yeah, there's just so many out there, and technology just changes so quickly. It's just amazing. Okay, everyone, you take care, and I will see you later. Wink, wink, and